Hey, what's up, everyone? Come on in. Come on in. This is
TaijhTV.
episode 130. I think I'm going to name the title of this episode Distractions. America has been pounded with distractions this week. You got Trump getting indicted. Matter of fact, let me play the video of our president, our former president, Donald Trump, being indicted.
Breaking news out has voted to indict former President Donald Trump over hush money he paid the adult film star during his 2016 presidential campaign. James Matthews joined DC.
Donald Trump being indicted for paying hush money to a porn star, Stormy Daniels. Which I think that was 7 years ago. Which I think it's hella illegal because the statutes of limitations has ran out with that. But it's the biggest distraction in America right now. Unprecedented. It's never happened before. A former president being indicted. You had Watergate, Clinton scandal. Shit, you had Bush, Cheney, weapons of mass destruction. It was all a lie. It was a big lie. But yet we're going after former President Donald Trump for hush money payments. But the real news is the fourth industrial revolution. Alliances being made around the world. Kamala Harris went on an African tour run. Now, if you watched my podcast before, you know that I'm big in Africa with the fourth industrial revolution. The third world nations over there will rise, and they will rise big. Poverty will be very minimum over there in Africa very soon. But you got Kamala, our vice president of the United States, over there for a week, establishing herself, America, as a partner, potential partner. Let's watch.
Zambia's Vice President Kamala Harris, as she arrived Friday for a two-day visit to strengthen bilateral ties between the United States and the Southern African nation. During the reception,
Southern African nation. All right, let's watch.
Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema reiterated the call for the country debt restructuring.
For now, Vice President, is the debt overhang. We carry a debt burden that really is making it difficult for us to continue with our restructuring process of the economy. And it's actually beginning to negate on the gains we've already made, such as in the foreign exchange market. And the area we resolve this matter, the better, and we ask for your support, as always.
Zambia is the last stop in Harris's three-nation trip to Africa that saw her
Restructuring, payments, their economy over there in that nation. And they look for America's help. But I think this is all a facade. All a facade. But we'll get to that. Kamala Harris pledges $139 million to Ghana. Now, it's crazy because America is sending billions of dollars to Ukraine. Billions. Shit, we just got approved that we're going to send them another $2 billion. I think that shit just happened yesterday. But she's given the African nations peanuts. China is in Africa building. China backed Akon with the Akon Smart City, gave him billions of dollars to build that smart city. And Kamala and America disrespect Africa with sending $139 million. Let's listen a little bit more.
Kamala Harris is currently visiting 3 African countries, and she started off visiting Ghana. In Ghana, she said, this is She raised the issue of LGBTQ in Ghana. Of course, that's in our agenda.
LGBTQ spreading their form of democracy. President Biden has gone on record talking about the trans community this week. You had a trans person slaughter Christians, children. And our vice president is spreading the LGBTQ agenda. Let's let her continue.
Agenda. And secondly, she said US is going to give security aid to African countries. Kamala Harris said, quote, President Biden and I have made clear the United States is strengthening our partnership across the continent of Africa. To help address the threats of violent extremism and instability, today I am pleased to announce $100 million in support of Benin, Ghana, Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, and Togo. That is in addition to $139 million in bilateral assistance that the United States intends to provide to Ghana in the fiscal year 2024.
Peanuts. If you don't see out of touch, out of date leaders in America, I don't know what else I don't know what else I could do to help you. Africa is gone. The BRICS nations are in control, which it is South Africa is a part of. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, where Vice President Harris was just at. The Silk Road briefing, BRICS looking at basing financial reserves on a basket of their own currencies. So this has all happened this week. The BRICS nations, including African nations within Africa, don't want the dollar. Quote, move will send U.S. $162 billion of annual intra-BRICS trade settlement in each other's currencies as U.S. dollar and euro are dropped from use. The BRICS countries are working on establishing a new reserve currency to better serve their economic interests. Pavel, I don't know how to say that fucking last name, the Russian ambassador to the BRICS, part of Russia's foreign ministry, has stated this week. It will be based on a basket of currencies of the five-nation bloc: Brazil real, Russian ruble, Indian rupee, Chinese yuan, South African rand. Now, why the fuck would South Africa want the U.S. dollar? Lies, propaganda. You see, the distraction of Donald Trump being indicted, not arrested, indicted, not charged, indicted. Now, they say they have 30 counts of something. We'll see on Tuesday. But you have half the world's GDP, half the world's economy is talking about dropping the dollar. The dollar reigns supreme. We are the one and only world reserve currency that is used in all trade. What do you think is going to happen when half the world stops trading in our currency? It's going to kill the dollar. It won't destroy it. It won't, disintegrate it, but its value will be affected. We're already dealing with interest rates. We're already dealing with Fed rate hikes. What do you think happens when the dollar doesn't mean what it means today a year from now? If it's not as important today, a year from now as it is today. Let's listen to some more news.
The dollar is facing a revolt. The world knows it as the king of currencies, but the dominance of the dollar is now under threat. Brazil and China are ditching the dollar. Now they will deal in their native currencies. China will use the yuan and Brazil will use the Brazilian reais. The Indian rupee is also competing in this race. Banks in 18 countries have shown interest. They've opened special accounts, and these accounts will help them settle trade payments in the Indian rupee. Brazil
Are you following now? You see, the American propagandist news stations, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, they won't tell you the real deal, what's happening in worldly affairs. What they will tell you is a former American president has been indicted by a grand jury. No, they won't tell you about the collapse of America is soon to be inbound. I think it's already started. The Saudi Arabians already said that they're going to use the yuan, the Chinese yuan, for trade with their oil. That's huge. That's what gave America the dominance. You see, when you see an administration pushing, going green, and taking away fossil fuels, they don't need gas anymore. Well, every nation beyond this nation wants gas. They want natural resources. And if you don't want it, why the fuck would I use your currency? You are seeing the destruction of America from within. I don't care your party affiliation. They both are helping destroy this nation. You have Congress people that have been in Congress for 50 fucking years. They have helped orchestrate, doesn't matter their party, they've helped orchestrate the destruction, the demise of America. Let's listen to this South African president, Ruto. Listen to him speak about the American dollar.
For the people, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollar, you might go to losses. You better do what you must, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
That's your warning. The BRICS nations have dropped the dollar completely. There is no more using the American dollar within half the world's economy. He's telling you within 2 weeks, America's going to feel the pain. And if you're holding the dollar, you will feel the same pain. This isn't rocket scientists, ladies and gentlemen. I've been warning people for years this was coming. I've been warning you for years. I've been bringing up the BRICS nations trying to leave the dollar. Well, they have now, as of this week. They have now, as of this week. They laugh at the thought of American dominance being no more. Did you not hear the laughter? But this is all for a bigger plan. And you've heard me speak about this plenty of times. We are in a technology war, race, to be the first. Now, if you follow me, you know that America has given technology to everyone around the world for the last fucking 50 years. Because we know and we are orchestrating the transfer of power. You see, these people, when they talk, you got to listen to them. When they were talking about the transfer of power in 2020, many people thought it was just the presidential election. No. It was more than that. It was bigger than that. It was world dominance. So you have to understand why they truly hate Trump. Trump is a nationalist. He's a nationalist. There's no room for nationality, for pride of nation anymore. No. This is a world affair. This is globalism. As much as they tell you that China and Russia and them don't want globalism, they're going to lead us into their form of globalism. They're going to have a big say in this world politics or world events. Don't be so naive, everybody. The world is changing. Systematically changing. Yes, black people in America will rise. They will have better opportunity, more, but everybody will. Because the dollar is not going to mean shit. They're going to need money in the market. They're going to need more. They're going to need to print more. But when they print more, it's going to be because people will have no jobs. Again, you will get money, you will get CBDCs, but you will not have jobs because AI robots are here to take that shit. And I warned you. I warned you. Elon Musk, billionaire, richest man on the planet. Elon Musk calls for artificial intelligence pause. Let's take a listen.
This morning, a warning from Elon Musk and other tech industry experts about the power of influential names, including Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, are calling for a pause.
I like how they give you 2 billionaires right off the bat. 2 billionaires. Now, keep this in perspective when you listen to the rest of the video. 2 billionaires want to pause artificial intelligence. Let's listen to why.
In experiments, saying AI poses a dramatic risk to society unless proper oversight.
I think we need to regulate AI safety, frankly, because it is, I think, actually a bigger risk to society than cars or planes or medicine.
In their new letter, tech industry leaders pose these existential questions. Should we develop human mind that might eventually outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk loss of control of our civilization? Musk and others are asking developers to stop the training of AI systems more powerful than GPT-4 for at least 6 months so that safety protocols can be established.
For 6 months. Now, why 6 months? What difference will 6 months do of pausing this? I thought that was weird. I thought that was very strange. 6 months. We need to pause it for 6 months. Not years, not stop it immediately with no visible sight of restarting it. No, just a 6-month pause. Weird.
GPT-4 is the latest AI model from the company behind TaijhTV, which can take vast amounts of data available online and turn out research papers, solve complex problems, and even pass the bar exam. The CEO recently spoke.
Now, if you ask me, when I hear billionaires trying to stop capitalism, it worries me. Yes, this is capitalism. Yes, the certain average men and women on this planet who have gotten in early on this technology will be the new elite, or a part of the new elite. It's not just poor people going to middle class and third world nations. No, it's going to be middle class people of America being rich, decimating the middle class once and for all. Creating a social credit score of sorts for America. That 6-month pause that they're asking for, if you ask me, is to stop the bag of the common man and woman. Oh, this is moving way too fast. Oh, we need to pause this. Oh, this is moving way too goddamn fast. We need to pause this. The slave cannot be rich. The slave cannot have power. Web3 will be important. I've told you robots, algorithms, and AI will take jobs. Now let's look and see how many jobs they're projecting it take.
What is the risk right now of AI as it is now to humanity, to the United States, to work?
You know, you hope that those questions were hyperbolic, Brian, but they're actually pretty spot on. And if you look at ChatGPT, it has gotten leagues and leagues better in just a matter of days, and because it's being fed so much information. Someone tested it out, and it got a 90th percentile score in the bar exam and an 88th percentile on the LSAT. So as it just keeps on climbing the charts, it's going to be able to do a lot of the work that right now white-collar professionals do. What is this?
No shit. We knew this at the beginning of AI. You see, what they're telling you is nothing you have no idea about. If you ask the average person who doesn't really talk about AI, they will tell you that it's probably going to take jobs. That's what technology does. That's what it does. History repeats itself. They're giving you mute points because they want the pause, the rich and the elite. The 1,000+ that signed that letter asking government to pause or asking other scientists to pause what they're doing. No, there is no fucking pause. This is the way, as the Mandalorian would say.
Going to mean? What's this going to mean for our democracy when you can have AI deep fake videos that are completely indistinguishable from reality?
Well, you already fucking fake videos. All you do is put it to your media and spin it your way. What's the fucking difference? If January 6th didn't show you anything, it showed you the same video spent in two different directions. I didn't hear no one asking for pause of government when they're taking rights away from citizens. I'm not hearing people ask for pause of government when inflation is running rampant and we are clearly in a devastating recession, if not a depression. Since COVID, we have been in a recession. That's a fucking fact. We might be in a depression right now. But they won't tell you that because they control the media. So we're not asking for a pause of media information. A pause to regulate these media outlets so that way we can reverse that law that Obama passed about how media can lie to us. But no, they want to pause technology advancement because right now, too many average men and women around the world can buy it, and they're buying it at exceptional rates. A lot of us will become the new elite. That's just a fact. That's just a fact.
Or have bad actors have tools that would allow them to target and damage and overwhelm critical systems in our infrastructure. So these are all very real possibilities, and the incentives right now for these companies are to go as fast as possible.
I was looking at some of the stats that you had, Andrew, and you know the job market. We know about robots taking a lot of the manufacturing jobs.
Oh, yeah, the Asian man that you're seeing on the screen there, that's Andrew Yang, former Democratic runner for president, I believe in 2020.
Over the last few decades, we get that. People have said the fast food workers gone because your robots making burgers. But the majority of Americans, millions, work in what they call cognitively repetitive jobs, white-collar jobs, where, they put their kids through college, they pay the mortgage. Are those the jobs, the people in the cubicles in the office buildings around America, working for insurance companies or whatever, are those the jobs most at risk?
They are. You're talking about rules-based information processing jobs. It could be accounting. It could be a call center.
8 out of 10 workers could have job impacted by AI. That's a fact. But they knew this. All these 1,000 people that have signed this letter knew this. Andrew Yang has worked at tech companies. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, has created Neuralink. He has openly talked about transhumanism with what? With AI, with robots. He wants to put a chip in your fucking brain so you can become one with a robot, the algorithm, and AI. But now it's time to pause it. You see, crypto has a big part to play in this. I've told you. Crypto is the data that will be fed to the robots, to the algorithms, to the AI. That's how they'll be smart. You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to see this. And they want to take it from you. The elite, the people right now, financially in power, want to take it away from you. Elon Musk being one of them. You know why he really wants to slow it down? So that way they can take it away from you and put you on a CBDC. That CBDC will give you universal basic income, UBIs. That will be on a blockchain for the public to see. The man Andrew Yang that you just seen, he wants that too, because when he was running for president of the United States, he openly admitted that he wanted UBI. Let's listen to him.
When you hear me say, hey, everyone gets $1,000 a month, you're like, wow, that sounds too good to be true. It is not too good to be true. My flagship proposal is a freedom dividend of $1,000 a month for every American adult starting at age 18. So that means that you would receive $1,000 a month every month. And this is a renaming of something called universal basic income, a policy that's been with the country since our founding. Thomas Paine was for it.
You heard it from the horse's mouth himself, right? He wants to give you $1,000 a month, universal basic income. Now, we know if everyone loses their jobs and once hyper deflation comes, $1,000 a month will be more than enough. But let's listen to Elon Musk talk about universal basic income.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Okay. What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a...
Now look at the smile on his face when he's talking about it. He clearly said a robot will do your jobs better. This was how many years ago? 6 years ago, 2017 in Dubai at the World Government Summit. See, why now? Why now, Elon? Why now? Why do you need us to just now want us to pause on AI? Because you figured it out. There's enough people who are already about to be rich. We don't need everyone buying in at these low fucking prices. We don't need everyone. So let's restart this. I want you to really listen to Elon and watch his face. He's fucking... this is a game to him. One big-ass game of Monopoly. Shit, he controls the world, or at least he has a big say-so in it. Let's listen to him again.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Okay. What to do about unemployment? This is a social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
That's what they want. That's why the 6-month pause and just having that 6 months attached to it, which I thought was weird, 6 months. That's why, because he believes in 6 months they can pass bills and get regulation in place for people who are about to be rich, for one, so that way you can get taxed the fuck out of. And for two, the people who didn't invest in this, who didn't get in, that way they're not going to be screwed when their jobs are taken. They'll get UBIs, government-funded money, where governments can tell you what to do with your money. That's the regulation that he wants. But let's let him finish.
Basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job. Machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation,
remember I told you a couple episodes ago, automation, machine learning. These are things you have to look up. These are things you have to read about, because they're not going to tell you. They're not going to put it on the internet for you to know. I mean, I will, because that's what I do. I'm here to save humanity. But no, you have to read. They wrote books about this, studies about this for decades. This is nothing new.
there will be abundance. There will be, everything will get very cheap.
See, that's hyperdeflation. What he's saying is the robots and them will be so efficient, everything's going to come down in price. The inflation we're seeing now, we're going to have hyperdeflation. Everything's going to be cheap. So when you hear Andrew Yang say $1,000 a month, that's going to be more than enough. That's going to be more than enough. If you add in the 15-minute cities that they have created, they're not just creating, they have created. You can turn communities right now into 15-minute cities. You add robots, algorithms, you add AI, you add universal basic income. You have the fourth industrial revolution at the tip of your fingertips.
I think the biggest. I think we'll end up doing universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? People they derive.
Did you see, well, my job, I'm not going to tell you where I work at, but my job is making it to where you can smoke weed now. I just seen in the NBA today that they passed, or in the new collective bargaining agreement, they're not going to test for marijuana anymore. See, they're going to supply you the tools to be distracted. They're going to supply you those tools. And just this week, on my page, on my YouTube and Facebook, I shared the FedNow instant payments. The FedNow is connected to the Federal Reserve, which is connected to the government. The groundwork for the CBDC and the universal basic income is here. You will get paid through the FedNow, and you will pay your rent, mortgage, whatever it may be, through FedNow. Let's take a listen.
In today's fast-paced world, time is money. More people, businesses, and organizations are demanding instant payments. That's why the Federal Reserve is developing the FedNow service, a safe and efficient instant payments infrastructure that will modernize the U.S. payment system.
And to get this clear, it's not just the United States. Kamala went to Africa to restructure their digitalization infrastructure when it came to payments and money. The BRICS nations are using the digital yuan. They're already digital. See, America is lagging behind on purpose. We have to change the power. There can no longer be American dominance. No. This is a world affair.
The FedNow service will give financial institutions the opportunity to innovate, enabling their customers to send and receive money in seconds.
Send and receive money from banks in seconds. Universal basic income. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to wake up, smell the coffee, and thank you for tuning in to TaijhTV. I'm not going to play the whole video. If you want to watch the whole video, just go on my recent videos. I uploaded on YouTube. It's there, the whole video. I thank you for tuning in. Make sure you have a blessed weekend, and I will catch you later. Have a good day.